win. I'm not joking. We would have been on for the win. We are going to weave to try and break the slipstream from Perez, who has crashed on the final lap, halfway down the straight. Wow, what on earth is that? So I'm weaving to try and break, and then I go defensive, and then Perez gets a wiggle on, and I think he's taken out Hamilton as well.
I told you, if you carried on as you were, and you didn't start putting in the kind of performances the team expected, you were going to lose your drive. Well, it's happened. As of today, you are no longer an employee of this organisation. Lucky for you, one of us is competent. I found you an option elsewhere, and I suggest you take it if you want any hope of salvaging this so-called career of yours.
Alright everyone, so we have been fired. It means that we are saying goodbye to this machine. HAAS, I'm impressed by myself and Magnussen's performances, considering the fact we did have the fastest car. So we've had to switch, with one race remaining, to this car, Alfa Romeo. Ferrari not ready to have us yet, so Alfa Romeo is where we are for now. And this of course has triggered some driver transfers, which I'll go through in just a moment. First though, engine power, absolutely for Alfa Romeo. They haven't done anything on there, so that's something to do there. But Norris has replaced Hamilton. Hamilton has retired early. Bottas has replaced Norris at McLaren. Zhou has come in to replace Magnussen as well. Hulkenberg is in as well. Alonso, my new teammate, as well. Amongst other changes, Stroll's been kicked out of Aston Martin, has been replaced by Tsunoda. AlphaTauri have got Magnussen and Albon, so very interesting lineups. I'll come back to all of this in the pre-season episode next week, but we're still the second slowest team on the grid, so we've got a lot of work to do over the winter period. Also potentially on durability, because this car doesn't have the MGU-H is in the mud, so we're just going to take a fresh engine for this final race of the season, which is a little bit annoying and frustrating because I feel like we could have had a good result otherwise, but nevertheless, exactly what we'll do. We'll start in last place and move to qualifying, where, well, we won't be doing too much in qualifying because it's just about getting comfortable with the car ahead. Of course, we've adapted all the parts on the Sashi side. So all those parts, because of course we've got regulation change coming in, we have got those parts ready, which is good because we were not ready at HAAS. So come pre-season, HAAS might not be the fastest team on the grid, or up there the second fastest team with Red Bull on the grid. So maybe that's why you've got us out early as well, because we're not working together. Anyway, I've talked on. We're only doing one lap to save tyres for the race. We've got Stroll and Sargent in their new pay driver team. Daddy Stroll buying Williams there. De Vries at Aston Martin as well down there. Our old teammate K-Mag is in 19. Surely he can do a little bit better, even though he's in the AlphaTauri again. He seems to be that in my driver career modes, Magnussen just spawns at AlphaTauri. As well, when we've had driver transfers, Magnussen proves only 16th. This is a man who got second place last episode at Las Vegas and almost won the race. And then got relieved of his duties by his team and replaced by Hulkenberg and Zhou. So through the final corner of the company, this is just a cycle lap to get used to the car. The car doesn't actually feel too bad. It's just lacking, I think, straight line speed. It's actually very good through the corners, so that is promising to see, but we just need to try and work on the car and make sure that it is there. Russell has a 5-second penalty for illegal blocking, I think. 1.1 seconds. I think engine power is probably going to be a priority over the winter. Alonso only 15th. We're going to have to wait and see what we can do from last place on the grid. It's time for the final round of this season 1. It's time for the race. Confirmation there. George Russell, illegal blocking.
It's the final chapter of the season then here at the spectacular HAAS Marina circuit. It's a race where the pulse hitter failed to finish in 3 of the first 4 events. A front row start here is by no means a guarantee of victory. We go into battle once more then as we get underway at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. The HAAS Marina circuit is made up of 3.4 miles of track featuring 21 corners with 2 very long straights. DRS zones going into the heavy braking zones of both turn 8 and turn 11 offer plenty of potential for overtaking. The circuit comes with its fair share of tricky corners as well, in particular turns 15, 16 and 17, which will certainly test a driver's braking management. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Lando Norris put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he will start from pole position, with Pierre Gasly alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Perez, Ocon, Tsunoda, Hülkenberg, Leclerc, Fernando Alonso, Verstappen, Magnussen, De Vries, Sainz, Zhou, Stroll, Bottas, Sargent, Oscar Piastri, Albon and Phoenix. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track. And Anthony Davidson joins us for this one. And great to have your company. There's no weather to worry about here. What will be going through the drivers' minds as they finish these last-minute preparations?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the run down into turn 1, a bit like preparing to go into battle. The unknown situation will bring nerves, but that's a good thing. It will keep them focused on the moment and on their surroundings as we build towards the start of the Grand Prix.
If you go away from this weekend having not given it everything, you're going to be devastated and disappointed for months. So let's get out there and give it a really strong finish and leave it all out on the track.
So race strategy is a little bit of an interesting one because I want to go for the 2-stop. That was the plan of action, was to save the set of soft tyres for the race. Now, I've tried the 2-stop where you do soft, medium, soft before in a race. It never seems to, I can never get it to work. So I'm thinking going soft, soft, medium, especially on this year's game where the undercut is so powerful. That it could be an advantage for us, but we'll have to wait to see about that. 5 red lights then for the final time at Abu Dhabi in the wrong time of day, and away we go. And it's actually a good start compared to Albon there, who's joined us on the pack row of the grid. There's a 4 wide in turn 1. We're just not going to get involved with that. We're going to try and get Sargent. Anyway, slip it down the inside of the HAAS now. Are they still 4 wide? No, 3 wide. We've got Zhou down here. I mean, he had a good qualifying, but his obviously penalties there as well. We're now going to dart down the inside. Zhou Guanyu up to P16. The man, of course, who's effectively swapped places with us from Alpha to HAAS. So we've got the 2 McLarens, of course. That's a huge blow for McLaren, losing Lando Norris, and Piastri's been blocked off by Bottas, so Piastri down to P16 allows us to get in front of him as well. Now we're going to focus on Bottas. He's stuck behind De Vries, who has managed to climb himself into a better car even though he's been useless. As well, trying to go around the outside of Bottas through that far. That's a lovely move through that far left hand, and then around the outside of De Vries at the final corner. And it's going to be comfortable against De Vries when we get the inside line. But it's a replay then. And as I say, unexpected to make that move. You don't tend to see a move around that penultimate corner, around the final corner as well, having just so much grip compared to De Vries on his medium tyres as well. This is all promising. The fact that this is a good lineup for Alfa Romeo. I'm looking around the outside of Magnussen, not Tsunoda, in the penultimate. 4th to last corner, so we seem to, as I say, we are very good through the corners, which means we're going to be making all our overtakes through the middle sector. As I say, around the outside. In fact, they've made this corner more open now compared to previously. It makes that overtake viable in the middle sector as well. Up the road though, Verstappen, who's supposed to be on his, he's already won the championship. This doesn't bode well for Red Bull into season 2 because he's stuck behind. Well, he's only just got in front of Hülkenberg. So, up the front though, poor start for Lando Norris has resulted in Pierre Gasly in the Alpine is your race leader at this moment in time. But Perez and Norris are all close behind. Surely they will be ready to pounce with the better cars as well. And that is some yellow flags from afar. And there is Alex Albon. Sadly for him, his AlphaTauri has decided it doesn't want to go any further, as we're now dark on the inside of our teammate on lap number 5. He's been caught napping behind Sainz up to P11. We are on the better tyres for now, so we're just going to power through. Fernando not wanting to give us too much. I don't think I've ever been teammates with Fernando, by the way, in any career mode. So this is a first. I'm interested to see how we get on up against him, especially we'll be in our second season potentially in this Alfa Romeo car. As yes, we're going to get Sainz now. The Ferrari, oh dear, Sainz was supposed, should be a lot further up the grid, but that car just can't move forward, and it's got heavy tyre wear. It's got issues with it as well. Leclerc is only here as well in P9. We've got past Sainz now. And now we're looking to threaten Charles Leclerc for P9. And can we have a look down at the final corner? Dive bomb! Yes, we can. Leclerc comes back at us on the exit there. We're going to try and squeeze him to the inside for turn 1 and take the outside line through turn 1. We leave a little bit of space. I don't think there was any contact, but Leclerc did pit. But I don't know if that's just Ferrari's poor tyre wear, because he has pit for soft tyres. Well, Sainz has a go, so it's on lap number 8. Again, the Ferrari contract, we're just trying to show Ferrari what we're capable of. They're not really under pressure in either championship, so, might as well have a good race with them, with both of their either of their drivers as well. Alonso slipping back a bit on those mediums as well. I wonder if he'll go to hards as well. The Alfa Romeo's got better tyre wear than the HAAS, but obviously they haven't upgraded as much as we have done on the HAAS. So we've got a lot of work to do over the winter period, and we're coming in on the end of lap 10. I decided enough. It's time to come in for another set of soft tyres. I'm hoping we can make this work. It gives us also a chance of undercutting people should we need to, for either the medium or the hards. That gives us the option, but we need to make this time up now. And there's Leclerc. That's going to be it. I didn't want Leclerc there. I wanted free air so I could just push on, but Leclerc is out behind us. Now, in this position, I'm just going to let him go and get DRS on him, basically. I haven't quite worked out really how to effectively to defend with DRS, because we haven't got enough ERS to defend against the DRS. The DRS is overpowered in this game, so having the DRS in the fight, but obviously we are trying not to lose too much time, and that is a problem. But we are making up time against the cars in front, because they're on warm medium tyres. We've got Piastri already up to, we've made a pit stop and he's just here in P14. It's 3 wide, Leclerc on the inside, round the outside. Can we hold it on against Leclerc? Going to use a bit of ERS. We haven't got too much to play with. Again, that'll be another area to upgrade with. We're up to P14, but unfortunately, no DRS from Sargent has left us vulnerable to Leclerc, which is fine. I don't mind redoing this sort of trying to tow either of us further out the field. I don't mind this at all. It's about good racing, just as long as he's not too slow. And again, he's been very slow for the final corner, and we just it's a lovely switchback move, and he's going to try and have the inside. There's a bit of contact which pushes me wide at turn 1. The F-Rider deems that a fair overtake, and now we're just going to gang up on Sargent in the Williams there. A couple of pay drivers there at Williams now, and Sargent's hasn't really got the pace to be able to defend this, and also he is on mediums anyway, so we have a tyre advantage at this time. Leclerc sits behind him, which gives a slight breather, as that is Alonso being challenged by Magnussen. So that Magnussen's got there's clearly some tyre wear issues with the Alpha, because the Alfa Romeo, I should say, because we've got the other Alfa, the Alfa Tauri, chasing him down. But eventually people start making my pit stop. And look, Verstappen's coming up behind. Yeah, Sonoda's still in front of us though. So Sonoda, I didn't mention him in qualifying, but 6th place, started 6th place on the grid. He's only, you know, he's now the team. Well, he's gone from being team leader at the worst car on the grid to being team leader at a mid-table team as well. But now Verstappen's come to join us, and the softs are going off. And I'm not going to lie, I'm thinking about an earlier pit stop, possibly this lap, because Leclerc's now gone pie. My tyres are starting going off. I think we can do 13 laps on medium, so we'll still have that tyre advantage. And undercutting everyone else will be, you know, when everyone else is going to be on hard tyres, will be fantastic, because we should be able to jump Leclerc through the pit stops. Potentially not Verstappen, because they'll be going to the end of the likes of Verstappen and will be going to the end of the race on that HAAS, but we'll have fresher tyres and a tyre advantage. So I think we can still get points in this race, which will be good considering the fact we started last on the grid. We come under the tunnel then on the exit there. No! Red flag. That's the worst timing. Absolute worst timing. It's Esteban Ocon who's had a Spinala, but the red flag comes out the worst time, just as you're exiting the pits. If I'd known this, if I had known there's going to be a red flag, it's Leclerc's driven into Ocon and there's taken him out, and there's bits of front wing all over the place. Well, we've got to focus here now. Yeah, softs look a bit. I don't think we've got any new softs available. They look like used softs, so we're going to go for. I'm going to have to go for another set of mediums. I think that will be the way to go. Yeah, I think that'll be the way to go, really. I'd hope other softs go off, as people now, they've got the tyre advantage, which is so frustrating. 5 lights out, it's a horrible start, to be honest, not the best start. Joe and Piastri are having a look around the inside, Piastri down the inside, Joe holds up and gone really wide. Their Sargent's coming back at us as well. We've gone wide again, and we're just losing our mojo at this point. We need to recover and now look to try and make sure that we can get past around the outside. They broke so early there. We are going to get a Sargent there. Lovely little move. Now can we have a look at getting Piastri again? Look at the, I'm having to use all my battery to try and make the overtake. Piastri's having a look at Lance Stroll. P14. Can we have a look at the double dive bomb? Yes, we can. And it's down the inside of De Vries as well. De Vries gives us the space, to be fair, but the car just did not want to stop there. But we're up. That's a triple overtake in the space of a corner. Look at this. Down the inside, 3 wide with Stroll and Piastri, and then De Vries would pinch them to the curb, and that allowed us to get the better exit out that corner up to P13. Now when I look around the outside of Kevin Magnussen, it says take a wide line, trying to cut in to get the better exit. We have got ERS to play with at this time, although not a lot, and you can see there the Alfa Tauri has more straight line speed than us, which is a problem. So they're going 3 wide between Bottas, Magnussen and Alonso, 3 very experienced drivers. We're going to get Bottas in the McLaren now. Now we're going to have a look at Magnussen down his second straight. Can we get him round the outside at turn 10? This long left-hander. Yes, we can use the better cornering speed and up to P11. So this has been a good recovery, but it shows what pace we could have had if people are on their worn hard tyres. Is it 3 wide there between Hulkenberg and the 2 Ferraris, and Hulkenberg has lost out to both of them as well. So Hulkenberg going backwards. We're trying to chase after our teammate Fernando Alonso and Hulkenberg, so we've all closed in on those 2 Ferraris. If we had pitted under the red flag for mediums, we would probably have been laughing like up behind Verstappen. Potentially not Verstappen, because you know how fast DRS, but we got in front of Alonso there and we're up to P10 into the points. Now we're looking to get past Hulkenberg, who's not had a very good stint on the medium tyres. as well. And we died down the inside up to P9, same place we did on Alonso. And Alonso is going to have a go at Hulkenberg. Go on, Fernando. Make sure that we can have a double point score finish. That would be fantastic for Alfa Romeo. Not score very many points at all this season. And Alonso is able to make the move as well. Up at the front, Norris is dominating this race, but the fight P2 goes on, and Russell has lost out because these lot of bickering are Gasly and Perez on the soft tyres compared to the Mercedes on the mediums. A bit of a mistake there potentially from the Mercedes pit wall there as Alonso goes past with DRS. Now I tried to stick with him, to be honest, but yeah, they're so good out of that second onto that second DRS straight that I always lose a couple of tenths of them. And Fernando, I think, is better at controlling his tyre wear than me. So you know, we've got a lot to get used to with this car. This is not the HAAS. This is very much not the HAAS car. But nevertheless, we do come through for P10 and a point as well. We're exactly separated by a second. My fastest lap, 0.3 slower than Fernando. So as I say, we've got a lot to get used to. There will be upgrades coming for this car, especially on engine power. And we'll obviously, you know, we have the advantage that we've kept all our upgrades on the Sashi side. So all will be revealed on R&D next week. But in terms of finishing off the season, we finished P7, 95 points. Alfa Romeo, 12 points, 3 of them scored today. So to be fair, I think that's a good start for both of us. Having a teammate that, you know, can compete with us, especially the fact someone who's been consistent as Alonso, who's been a thorn in my side really all season, is able to catch up. Obviously for Mercedes, Lando Norris looking very good. I think he's going to be a serious challenger against Max Verstappen now that Lewis Hamilton has retired into Season 2. So yeah, the pre-season episode of Season 2 will be out next week. All that is left then, if you have enjoyed this video, then leave a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, see plenty more F123 drive command videos as and when they come out. Until the next video, then I'll see you next time. Take care, enjoy your day, and goodbye.